Yo, you got bogey to the right, bogey to your right? Ah, my wrist. Oh my gosh. Yo, guys, I can't play. Ow. Don't be like this guy and make sure you get yourself an ergonomic mouse. But what is an ergonomic mouse and what is so special about it that makes it so much different from all the rest of the mouses out there? Well, it all comes down to the hand position in which you hold a mouse. If you're standing up with your hands on your side, naturally your hand position will be with your palms facing inwards. Once you bend your elbows, you'll see that naturally your body wants to leave your hands in that inward position. And that is basically your resting hand position. This is where your hands and arms feel most comfortable and at ease. Once you begin to rotate your wrist to accommodate for most mouses that are on the market today, that is where the issues begin. By rotating your wrist, you're actually creating a slight strain on your forearm as well as your wrist. And after long periods of gaming or office work, you might begin to start cracking your wrist, feeling numbness in your pinky finger, or general discomfort or fatigue. After a prolonged period of time, you might actually get carpal tunnel or RSI, which stands for repetitive strain injury.
Man, but I'm young, man. I got fresh limbs on my body. Nothing's gonna happen to me.
And that's what a lot of people have been saying, including myself. And recently, you've been seeing a record amount of esports players that have been retiring early because they've been having carpal tunnel and other issues related to this.
So what are you saying we should do to prevent any type of injury from happening?
Well, an easy fix for this is just to do general good practices such as like stretching before you start gaming or doing office work, or just taking breaks in between certain sessions. That way you give your arm and your wrist a little bit of time to like relax itself and get back to normal. But I think the best way to just not have to even think about this is just to get yourself an ergonomic mouse. Now, unlike regular mouses, which force you to have to rotate your wrist in order to actually use it, ergonomic mouses keep your wrist at a nice, straight, non-rotated position. That way you could still enjoy all the same benefits as a normal mouse, but without the strain or fatigue that you'll normally get. And I have so many mouses here that I've used in the past, depending on whether or not I have had a lot of fatigue or just a little bit of fatigue. If I feel like things are really hurting on my wrist and I really need to take a break or it's really been a bother, then for sure, this is the mouse that I use. It's from Vixing, and the angle on this tilt is quite extreme. Just by looking at it, it might look a little bit weird for a mouse, but trust me, once you start using this, you're gonna see that you have no fatigue in your wrist or your forearm, and it actually feels kind of nice. Now, what's super cool about this mouse, besides its whole design factor and how it's so comfortable to use, it's actually really soft on the triggers, so you're actually not putting any type of pressure within your joints in your hand itself. And also it does come with two little side buttons on the side and a nice little scroll wheel to go along with it. Now, granted, the big problem that you have with ergonomic mouses like this is that the tilt is so extreme that your hand to mouse cursor functionality is just not there. If you try using this mouse to play FPS games, you're gonna find yourself in a terrible situation and your aim is gonna be absolutely trash. And that's mainly why you don't see gaming mouses with this ergonomic tilt, because with that tilt ends up leading to less and less accuracy with your gameplay. That's why I suggest if you're gonna use a mouse like this, you use it in between sessions. You don't use it to actually play FPS games. You just use it for going through the menu or doing office work or just playing games that don't really require that high amount of accuracy, like an RPG game or these type of games. Now, of course, I don't want to be switching mouses all the time in between games, so there's actually a mouse that I've been using for a year and a half. I use it for gaming, I use it for office work, and it has been absolutely phenomenal for me, and that is the Logitech MX Master 3. This mouse here, it is so good. I've been using it for such a long time now, and it has a nice degree of tilt, so you still get that ergonomic feel to it, but at the same time it is not tilted as much, so that you're still able to have good accuracy in games. And I don't know, maybe I have a thing for Logitech. I just have a couple of mouses from them, but before I had this MX Master 3, I was using the MX Master 1, which is this one right here, and it was actually working good as well, but the accuracy was not nearly as close as the MX Master 3. And I've been using this mouse to play Halo, Sea of Thieves, RuneScape. I've been using it for a lot of different games, and I have not seen a situation where I found my accuracy to be that bad, where I absolutely needed to change to a gaming mouse. But regardless, I had to test this out, so I got myself a gaming mouse. This is the Logitech G502, and this is what I've been using recently. And unfortunately, ever since I started using this mouse, I've been getting general fatigue in my wrist. Now, despite the high amount of accuracy that you might find on the MX Master 3, it is still not on par with the top level gaming mouses that are out there. Right here, I have the Logitech G502 Lightspeed, and this mouse is one of the best mouses you can get in gaming right now. And the accuracy gain I get on this mouse is a little bit better than the MX Master 3, but trust me, when it comes to accuracy, just that little amount of gain is a huge difference in an FPS game. So what do I use currently? Well, I use the MX Master 3 for all my office work, my video editing, anything I need to do on the computer. For the most part, I use the MX Master 3 for it. Now for the Logitech G502, I use that all for FPS games. So now if I'm playing Sea of Thieves or any game that requires a high amount of accuracy, this is the mouse that I'm going to use. As for the Vixie mouse, I don't really use this on a day-to-day basis. I actually only use it when I have a high amount of fatigue in my wrist or my forearm. Then I'll switch it out and bring it onto my setup, and I won't even utilize my gaming mouse at all because I know for sure with the gaming mouse I'm gonna have a high level of fatigue with that. Oh, and guys, I am currently running a giveaway for a PS5, so if you guys want a chance to enter, check it out in the description down below, or head on over to my Instagram page where I have all the details on how to enter and possibly win a PS5 for yourself. So just to recap, the two mouses that I use currently is the MX Master 3. This is by Logitech. I use it for all my daily needs, and for my gaming needs, I use my Logitech G502, and this is what I use for all FPS games that require a high amount of accuracy. For emergencies, if I have any type of fatigue or wrist pain or forearm pain or anything of that sort, that's when I bring out this Vixie Ergonomic Mouse, and this one basically solves all those issues because I have absolutely zero type of pain when I use this mouse. So now that I gave you my juicy portfolio, if you guys want to buy any of these mouses or you want to look up these mouses and see for yourself if they actually work, then check out the links in the description down below. I'm gonna have all the links down there, so if you want to check it out or purchase anything, you can go down there and click on those links, and of course those help on my channel greatly. But with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Matthew. I hope you guys have a great day. But anyways, peace out.